Now, the other story is the story of Donald Trump talking about Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. And you got to follow me through the whole thing here. Because what the president said about loyalty should stop one in their tracks, because we've talked about this before. And if it's wrong when Ilhan Omar says it, how is it not wrong when Donald Trump says it? He's in the Oval, and here's how it starts.
Should there be any change in U.S. aid to Israel?
No. And you should see the horrible things that Tlaib has said about Israel. And AOC plus 3, that's what I call it. AOC, just take AOC plus 3. And you should see the things that the four of them have said about Israel over the last couple of years. I mean, Omar is a disaster for Jewish people. I can't imagine if she has any Jewish people in her district that they could possibly vote for her.
Now, of course, these people are a disaster. And of course, I have said it before, I say it again, I say it clearly. Rashida Tlaib, the congresswoman from Michigan, is an anti-Semite. Ilhan Omar, the congresswoman from Minnesota, is an anti-Semite. End of list. Not based on what I said, but based on what they say. And not based on some conversation of saying dual loyalty, as Ilhan Omar has done, but discussing a whole litany of things, including supporting groups that believe in terrorism in Israel. Based on her own words, based on her own associations. If you are Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and you're proudly having conversations with Jeremy Corbyn, the British wanker from, there in the UK, leader of the Labour Party, who is a virulent anti-Semite, you've got yourself an issue, is what you've got. And yes, they are problematic. And yes, they do believe not just in the idea of this anti-Semitism, but they believe in the eradication of Israel. The eradication of Israel is certainly not something we should favor. Is it somehow more of a personal subject to somebody who's Jewish? I don't have an answer to that question, because I can point you to plenty of people who are not Jewish who also take it very personally. But I have said before, Jews who vote for the Democratic Party need a reckoning. Because you're voting for people who will not call out their own ranks and their own anti-Semitism, their own bigotry, but are also pushing for, quite literally, your eradication. BDS, boycott, divestment, sanction, isn't about Israel. It's about Jews. It's about anti-Semitism. How can you begin to support that? I've said that many times. I hold firm on that. But the president continued this conversation in a 2+ minute answer, and he ended like this.
And hate Jewish people. I can't believe we're even having this conversation. Where has the Democratic Party gone? Where have they gone where they're defending these two people over the state of Israel? And I think any Jewish people that vote for a Democrat, I think it shows either a total lack of knowledge or great disloyalty. All right? Thank you very much, everybody.
Now, let's take a breath. To say that it shows a tremendous lack of knowledge, I would say is wholly accurate. But I would say it differently. It is people who are voting and going along based on rote. It's what their grandmother or their bubby did. It's what their family does. And, Trump is so bad, so they're willing to just forgive anything and go down this road. We're the underdogs and we vote for the underdogs, so we vote for the Democrats. Nonsense. Garbage, trash idea. Trash idea. But did the president just say loyalty?
I think it shows either a total lack of knowledge or great disloyalty.
Disloyalty to who? The loyalty conversation is the idea that if you're Jewish, you can't just be loyal to the United States. You're also loyal to Israel, so you've got this dual loyalty thing going on. Right? You're loyal to your country, but you're loyal to something else, is another way to say it. I don't have this issue. I'm an American. I know who I am. But this conversation keeps coming up, and it's an ugly conversation. Why in the world is Donald Trump adding to it? Jeffrey Dunitz runs the Yid with Lid site, lidblog.com. And he thinks that Trump wasn't talking about disloyalty to America. He was talking about disloyalty to the Jewish people, and President Trump is 100% correct. Maybe. But there is no reason for him to be using that conversation, and he should expect every hit that comes his way. He sometimes plays in these places, like he sometimes gets too chummy and tries to joke around to a place that gets a little uncomfortable or a lot uncomfortable. The difference between Donald Trump and Ilhan Omar is that Ilhan Omar doesn't believe in my existence and doesn't believe in the existence of Israel, and Trump ain't that guy. But there comes a moment where you stop talking, and there comes a moment where you say, hey, we don't talk like that. Ted Lieu, the congressman from California, got excoriated for going down the line of a dual loyalty last week. President Trump should apologize for it. President Trump shouldn't go down that road. Do not give the real anti-Semites reason to go after you. And don't give anybody a reason to think that you're just like them. Don't give them the opportunity.